houses and buildings have been damaged by a severe storm in northern KwaZulu-Natal. We take you now to Empangeni, and this is where the Umhlathuze Mayor Xolani Ngwezi is visiting the affected areas. Karinda Jagmohan is tracking his movements. Karinda, good morning to you. Just how widespread is the damage? Because I suspect that is part and parcel of what the mayor is trying to gather this morning.
Certainly. Good morning to you, Oli. Well, we're at the place where one person was killed yesterday. We're just going to quickly walk just before we miss the mayor. Now, my colleague Lungelo Zungu will show you this construction is happening at a mall here in Empangeni. And late yesterday, we're going to just see the damage there on the other side. Just late yesterday, the severity of the wind, and we're told this happened in a matter of minutes. The severity of the wind caused some of the scaffolding to fall down, and sadly it fell on one of the construction workers and he died here. So right now the mayor is getting a brief from the various officials here, trying to understand exactly what happened, how to help the family going forward. But we've spoken to a lot of business owners who have damage at their businesses, and it's in such a way that they need assistance to rebuild. We're going to quickly speak to the mayor. He's also getting briefed right now about what happened here, and so far it's only the one person that has been confirmed deceased. So let's perhaps pull in the mayor, sir, to try and understand what happened. And there's also a person here who can maybe just speak to us. Sure, so the mayor is just going to speak to the person's family right now, but we can maybe speak to one of the people who saw what happened. Sir, you're the site foreman. Thank you for speaking to us. 100%. What happened here yesterday?
Unfortunately, we just had an unforeseen circumstance. It was a storm that hit us. There's not much we can detail or explain about it. That's as much as I can say. Yeah.
I hear the storm happened within minutes. What did you say?
It was in seconds. Yeah, as I say, no one had chance anyway, unfortunately, so yeah.
The person who died, you worked closely with him?
Yeah, we worked very closely for a very long time. We were quite good friends, and it's a very tragic event that we have to go through right now.
No, absolutely. And our condolences as well to you. I mean, just going forward, it's going to be very difficult to pick up the pieces here.
Well, it will be very difficult because we've lost a big community, a member of our construction community, you know, so it will be difficult, but God willing, we will pick up slowly but surely.
Certainly.
100%.
Are we able to see the place where this happened possibly? Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for speaking to us. Foley, of course, it's a very sensitive situation here. The site foreman just explaining briefly, you know, what happened there. But this is the site where the travesty, the tragedy happened. One person was killed here when the scaffolding collapsed in the midst of that severe storm. You might have seen videos of that storm happening where you would have seen it seemed almost similar to a blizzard. We spoke to one school secretary earlier this morning, and she said that in a matter of minutes, about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the entire area went dark. There was a mass cloud coverage, and then the hailstorm began. The gust of wind began. And at that time, trees were flying about. There were sticks flying about. And she was very concerned of what would happen to her own home. In fact, some of the walls of her building fell apart as well. Right now, it's sunny skies, and we saw a very similar situation a year ago in Durban, where in the immediate aftermath of the flood, you know, it was sunny skies, people were still cleaning up, but then you had to deal with the fact that there were a loss of lives, and here's certainly the issue of a loss of life. The mayor is still speaking to the family member of the person who died, so we're going to catch up with him later on. But in the meanwhile, certainly the residents of Empangeni are trying to clean up. As we drive here along the highway, there are trees strewn about the highway, and these are massive trees that have just almost been ripped out of the ground, we saw, by this severe storm that really happened within a few minutes. The cause for concern by some of the residents that we hope to speak to the mayor is regarding the issue of that they were not made aware this would happen. Of course, it is a natural disaster in its own right, but many people say this was just a sudden turn of the weather, and they had no time to prepare or just try and make sure that they could place sandbags by their doors to prevent flooding. We've not seen much localized flooding at this point, but the damage to infrastructure, as you can see, is severe. And at this point here, the construction team say they tried their best, but they could not handle the severity of the storm, and sadly one of their team members passed away. Oli, stay with me. I will keep you updated with what the mayor has to say as he continues just a brief with the family, rightfully so, before he speaks to the media.
Karinda, Jagmohan, a very sad story indeed. Thank you for the time being. The impact of that storm that hit Empangeni, it's the area north of KwaZulu-Natal.